Day everybody. Peace, love, and harmony to you all. I am Peacekeeper, and I'm here today on this beautiful Sunday to share with you guys a beautiful, powerful message today about how to manage anger. So, if this message you see interest in it, hey, then you should definitely stay tuned until the end of this message. But before I dive into today's message, let's take some time to be right here, right now, and just raise the frequency. Feels so good to be alive, baby. Feels so good to be here, yeah, right now, right now, in this present moment. Just taking the time to give thanks to be right here, right now. Welcome for those of you joining in. Tap that like button and share this. Today I'll be diving deep into some tips here to share with you guys how to manage your anger well. How to never be triggered to the point where you become a ticking time bomb, where that C4 is just blow up. How to manage it well. So my friends, a very important tip here that I would like to share with you is dissolving the ego. Most of the times we get angry is because we attach ourselves too much to our egoic structure. It's because we identify with the structure and with the situation that is taking place way too much. What is the ego? What is the structure that you attach yourself to? Well, it starts with you attaching yourself to the experience, meaning what's going on right there in that situation, the way you're feeling towards the situation, the way you're feeling in the situation. You think that you need to be right. You think that what's happening is going against you. So, in those thoughts, in feeling that way, in thinking that way towards the situation, you then begin to become aggravated and angered in the situation because that is the way you think about the situation, that is the way you feel towards the situation, thinking that it's against you and not actually working in your favor. So, for example, let's use a real life scenario. I'm someone who believes in yoga. I believe in yoga because yoga has a lot of benefits. It has a lot of emotional connections for me in my life and, finding peace, balance, and harmony. So I believe in yoga. That's my belief system. That's my structure. That's my ego. That's what I stand for. That's what helps me. But how do I dissolve that structure? How do I dissolve that ego? How do I not allow other people to trigger me? Even self, their belief goes against my belief. Even self, what it is that they are doing is not in alignment to what it is that I'm doing. How do I dissolve that and not allow what it is that they are saying about what it is that I am doing to not trigger me? Well, I'm not attached to my structure. I'm not attached to yoga. I am flexible. This is also one of the main keys that yoga has taught me. Being flexible and being able to, alchemize, being able to let go and surrender. That's how you easily dissolve the egoic mind. That's how you easily stop yourself from being triggered by what's going on the outside. Easily. You see, we emotionally attach ourselves to situations because of the experiences that we have had with it, the emotional connections, the emotional bond that we have had with it. And as we bond ourselves to those experiences, it now becomes a structure within our minds, and it therefore now becomes part of the egoic mind. The ego is not necessarily a bad thing. but it's knowing when to dissolve it, because the benefits of dissolving it, it stops you from being angered and aggravated. So, for instance, when I get that thought pattern or when I get that feeling of any type of resistance, or in that moving into that state of, okay, I need to defend my structure, I need to defend my yoga, I need to stand up for it because it's what I believe in. When I get that feeling, I know automatically I'm way too attached to it, and therefore I also know the possible outcomes of what can happen thereafter if I try to defend it, if I try to explain it, if I try to get them to understand it. See, both parties, they are just trying to be right. Both parties, they are just trying to prove a point. And that's where the fight comes in, and that's where the anger kicks in, and that's where the fire and the flame is raged. And when that comes into play, there's no clarity. There's just two parties just trying to basically be right in the mix. So what I do here, before it leads to that, because I know this is where it can lead, and I don't want it to go there, I sit back and I breathe. As I sit back and I breathe and I dissolve the egoic mind, what I'm doing here, I'm detaching myself from the emotional connections that I have to it. I'm detaching myself from it because the more I hold on to that emotional attachment, to that emotional bond that I have gained over time from doing yoga, the more it becomes locked. It's like a root system that has absorbed all the nutrients, absorbed the soil, and it's been growing in that environment very good, very beautifully, and all the roots are just intertwined and locked in that environment. Anytime it stays there for too long, when you take that plant out of that environment and put it into a new environment, it goes into shock. So it either has the choice now of learning to adapt in that new environment or die. And the ego, the structure, never wants to die. The emotional connection, the emotional bond that you have with something never wants to die. It does never wants to die. It always wants to exist. It always wants to stay there. So this is yet again why we tend to fight to defend it, because we are emotionally attached to it. We don't want to let it go. And letting go starts with you understanding that it's a new perspective. It's a new thought that they are bringing to the individual. That being said, you can choose to adapt and allow the two worlds to mesh, or you can choose to fight. And that, my friend, only drains your energy. That, my friend, only angers you and aggravates you to the point where you become triggered, overwhelmed, and not thinking clearly. So let's say now you don't want to let go of your structure. Let's say it's something, a past memory of a past family member who passed on, and you love them dearly. There are a lot of experiences, there are a lot of beautiful things that took place with that family member. And there was a lot of love there. There was a lot of emotional bonds and emotional connections there. And someone comes along and tells you this: stop living in the past that done dead and gone already. Let me say that again. Someone just comes along and says this. Hi, hi. Welcome. Tap that like button and share this. Share this. Share this. Can you shout me out? I shout out to you. So as I was saying, Someone in your family passed on and they died, and my mother just died, and I have no friends. Okay, okay. So this message here will actually be very helpful for you. So I'm actually expressing and explaining to people right now how to, detach yourself from the egoic structure, how to, um, how to still keep a structure if it is something that you don't want to let go of, and move forward without being triggered by what others think about the way you feel. So I was using the same analogy, and you are actually going through a physical experience of it. So I want to share the same story for you here. And it goes like this. So you have built a very, you know, deep bond with your mother who passed on, and the memories, the emotional ties that you all had together would have been very beautiful, would have been memories that you cherish, would have been memories that you love. So, hence now, it's a part of you. It's a part of you that you don't want to let go of, which is okay. But someone comes along and tells you this: hey, you should let go. Or, um, they done dead and gone already. They're dead. Like, just leave them and live your life. That can trigger you. That can make you anger. That can make you feel very aggravated, because it's someone that you loved. It's someone that you spent a lot of time with. It's someone that you have a lot of memories with. It's someone that you don't want to let go of. It's someone that you want to hold in your memory. All right, and someone comes along and tells you, they done dead and gone already. How to not be triggered by that? How to not be aggravated by that? This is the question here, right? Well, it starts like this: your life is your life. What you choose for you is what you choose for you. Be confident in you. Trust you. Believe in you. Reason why is because that's your love. That's a part of you that you enjoy. That's a part of you that you don't want to let go of. You don't want to forget about them. No. So I say this to you. You don't have to. But how to not be triggered by someone else? Well, it starts like this. Their opinion is their opinion. What they think and what they feel is what they think and what they feel is best for you. But you know what's best for you, not them. You know, not them. You see, we tend to allow other people to tell us what to do and what it is that we should be doing and should not be doing. But the truth is, we know what we should be doing. We know what works best for us. In a sense like this, you know how you feel. You know how it makes you feel. And based on how that makes you feel, you're the one that can get to decide whether or not you want to keep it. So, for example, you can choose to keep something that is making you feel good because it's actually making you feel good. It's actually beneficial to you. It's actually helping you to grow. It's actually helping you to move forward in your life. Or let's say something that is not beneficial to you, but it's making you feel good. You can choose still to hold on to that because it's making you feel good, but the consequences there would lead to negative remarks for the long run. The consequences there would lead to situations that are blatantly harmful for your future self. And that still is a choice that you need to make within yourself. Another example, let's say you have a job, and this job is what you use to accumulate money and funds and stuff like this. This job is your safety net. This job is what you do, and this job puts food on your table and does all, it basically handles all of your necessities in life. But then someone comes along and tells you that you should quit your job. In your mind, you may not want to do that. You may not want to let go of that structure because that structure is something that is a safety net. That structure is something that you think that is the only thing for you or the best thing for you. So you continue down the pathway of that structure. But the effects of that is the purpose and the reasons for why you're in that structure is not true passion and true love for it. It's just true safety. It's just true wanting to be safe, wanting to be comfortable, wanting to, have yourself, you know, mapped out, wanting to know structure, having more structure in your life. So you want to know when you're getting that paycheck and when you're not getting that paycheck. So you stay there for that. But there are consequences for those actions too. So for example, in doing things that you don't really want to do or you don't really enjoy doing, but you're still doing it just for the money aspect of it, it's mentally draining, it's emotionally draining, it's toxic for you, for your health. So what goes on here, you get a lot of feelings like I don't want to do this, I don't want to wake up, I don't want to go, I don't want to be there. So hence in your life you feel very drained, you feel very, very, very tired and depressed a lot because you're doing stuff that you don't really want to do, but you think that you have to do it. And this is where, because you don't want to let go of the structure of thinking that that is the only way of doing it, because that's what your ego is telling you, that's what the egoic mind is telling you, that this is the only way, you don't want to let go. And in you not wanting to let go, that, my friend, in that structure, going on the line, you'll always have the same problems and same issues until you realize that there are other options and there are other solutions until you realize that. So same thing goes for, like I was talking earlier on about the family member that passed on. You can hold on to the structure and the bonds that you have created, the memories that you have had with your mother who passed on, or you can create new memories with another. You can create new memories with another. See, because life is still going on. Life is still moving forward. It is. So know that you can add new memories, add in new memories. Still love them, always have them there, but know that you can create new. Know that the love that you had for them, it will never die. It will always be there. But the love that you can create with someone else, there's no telling where you can go with that love. So you already know where you've been, the past love, but you can create new love. This is also how you dissolve the ego from that, the attachment from that, and detach from that. And that's not easy to do. No, it's very difficult to do. But to me, it's more beneficial for you. That's what I would do. And that's what I do. I love my past experiences. I love my experiences in this life. Like, I love them. I love the good ones. I love the bad ones. The good ones I hold more higher. The good ones I spend more time thinking about it. The good ones I don't want to let go of at times. But anytime that I know I'm becoming too yet again interlocked and attached to it, I know that there's a risk of becoming very triggered when change is being implemented or change is being involved. So anytime that's taking place, anytime that I'm being resistant to change and I'm trying to push away the change just to hold on to the old, what I do, I say to myself, hey, embrace the new. Embrace the new and see where it leads you. Another example, let's talk about a past relationship. Let's say you've been with someone and in a relationship with them. The relationship was great, a great relationship. No problems, no issues, but it's again, for some weird reason, they decided to walk out of your life. They decided, well, I don't want to be with you anymore. Just so out of the blue. What would you do now? Would you still hold on to the love that you have for them and just do nothing with yourself? And just in hopes that you will one day make back and be where you all once were? That's still living in the past. That's living in what was and not what is. So, in moving out of what was and moving into what is, you begin to see that, hey, it is what it is now. You have the ability to really and truly create new now. You have the ability to say to yourself, all right, you're not here, but it's okay. The memories we had, beautiful memories, it's okay. But I can do something now that can help me to create new memories. I can do something now that can help me to gain new experiences. So, which leads me into this question here. If today was the last day that you had here on earth, what would you be doing? Think about that. What is the one thing that you would want to do? Who is the one friend that you have around you now that you would want to spend it with? And would they choose to spend it with you too? Ask yourself these questions. Think about that for a second. And move towards doing it. This is how you move out of holding on to a past situation, past scenario, whether it be good or bad. This is how you move on from it. This is how you dissolve the egoic mind. This is how you dissolve the egoic structure. This is how you no longer attach yourself to it. This is how you no longer hold on to it to the point where it's bothering you. This is how you're no longer triggered by life too. No, you don't get triggered, the anger no longer bothers you. Because you're not attaching yourself to anything too much. You're not attaching yourself too much to the physical realm. You see, as your consciousness starts to expand in life, hi stranger. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah. You're no longer attaching yourself to the physical realm. You are of the physical realm in a sense where your head in the clouds, but your feet on the ground. Balance and duality, 3D, 5D reality. You understand that you are not of the system, but you are using the system. You understand that as your consciousness starts to expand and as you start to grow and grow and grow, you realize that consciousness, there are different levels to it. So you know that you can't be too spiritual to the point where it's ultra spiritual and neglect everything in the physical, because you are here in a physical existence. But dissolving the egoic mind and the egoic structure starts from you detaching yourself from too much of the physical realm. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Definitely. Rise and shine. Yeah. So, this being said, it's about knowing how to balance yourself in the spiritual realm and the physical realm, knowing how to develop structures that is flexible structures and not structures that are structures that cannot be changed. You know, don't build a foundation on concrete or steel. Meaning, your house won't be able to move. I said, build it with wheels. Build it with wheels. Sounds crazy, but that way you can be able to move into different environments, into different places. You still have your you still have your structure, you still have your wheels, your bearings, you still have what it is that you stand by, the codes you live by. You still have your structure, yes, but your structure is not fixated. It's not intertwined and locked. It doesn't have a lock on it. There are no limits to it. You can still create and rise and shine in a new environment, in a new zone. So I say, this is how we learn to dissolve the ego and not allow anything really and truly to trigger us. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do in this world though. It requires a lot of practice, it requires a lot of patience, it requires a lot of discipline, it requires a lot of introspection and inner work. It requires a lot. And that is the work that a lot of people are running from but need to do. So let me give another example here too. There are people that take a lot of birth control pills, females, right? So birth control has been created basically to alter your hormones. And when you alter your hormones and you shift yourself out of the natural alignment of nature and the universe, basically, because that's what you're doing when you're altering your hormones. What goes on here as your cycle is changed and no longer in alignment to the moon cycles, the effects that it has on your body. The longer that someone takes birth control pills, it leads their body, it puts their body under a lot of stress that can actually lead to catastrophic events. Now, this is not me inflicting fear in any way, form, or fashion. This is just me raising awareness here. And yet still a lot of people take birth control pills rapidly because the system promotes it in a positive way. The system actually tells you that, hey, this is what you should do to, help you have more time to set up for your future so that you won't get pregnant and stuff like this. But you are effing with your emotions, you are effing with your hormones. And as that is shown off balance, mentally also, it has a lot of psychological effects on an individual. So hence, because their hormones has been altered, they are now easily triggered too. They are now easily moved because of the chemicals that they have within their system affecting their brain. See, your gut is your second brain. Your gut sends signals to your brain, and as your gut sends signals to your brain, it tells your brain what's going on and it tells your brain how to function. They control us very easily through what it is that we put in our system. And with that being said, a lot of the foods we eat also affects us emotionally to the point where we are angered. So let me break that down a little bit deeper too. So let's say, for instance, a cow. When they are slaughtering cows, let's say a pig. I've seen a pig being butchered before, and that's not the best sight to see. Yet again, this is just raising awareness. So as my cousin was going to butcher the pig was literally squealing and beaten up and wiling up, like a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and all of that trauma that the animal was going through before it died is actually being transmitted to the body. The body holds on to trauma too. The body holds on. Hi, hi, welcome, welcome, Shay, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm diving a little deep today in how to not be triggered, how to regulate emotions so that you won't be triggered by anything really and truly in life. So I'm speaking right now about foods and some of the stuff that can happen to you from eating certain foods. Speaking about pills also from taking pills like birth control. Um, I will also be diving a little bit into some of the pills that we take for anxiety that is actually harming our body and is actually altering our hormones and controlling our minds, controlling us mentally, which is leading to a lot of mental issues, psychological issues. So I'm diving deeply into that right now. I hope this message interests you in some way, form, or fashion. I hope this message benefits you today. So thank you for being here, and I'll continue. Um, Key thing though, keep an open mind, and yeah. So as I was speaking about the pig, while seeing the pig slaughtered in a way that it was squealing, it was very anxious, it was very, it didn't want to die. But my cousin still went on and, raised the blade and slit its throat. And what took place here, when an animal goes through that level of trauma and that level of hurt and that level of pain, that trauma now transmutes to its body. That trauma now goes within the body and stays there. And then when you put that into your system, you actually take on the trauma, you actually take on the emotions, whatever that animal was feeling, whatever that animal was going through. We now put that into our system, and that actually now becomes our own. So some of the things that we are eating is actually what's affecting us mentally. It's actually what's making us feel very, you know, yeah, not so good. So it starts with us becoming a little bit more mindful also of what it is that we are eating. It starts with us understanding that what we put in is what it is that we are getting out. So whatever it is that you are eating is actually contributing to that. So this is why I'm also speaking about the pills, because a lot of these pills have been created to alter our, genetics, has been created to change our cycles. No, I'm not a female, I don't take birth control pills, but I've seen the effects that it has on females. I've seen the effects that it has led them to later down, like not being able to make any churn at all, not being able to clean their system, not being able to clean itself properly. So that restorative cycle that a woman will have naturally has just been depleted, and that's coming from taking birth control pills, and that's a very sad reality, but that's the consequences. So it's again not to inflict fear, but it's just to raise awareness here, and moving into, is it possible to heal trauma within the body? Definitely, 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 definitely. So when you have trauma within your body, what goes on within the body shows up outwardly. So for example, let's say you have attached yourself to a certain trauma within your body. And when I say attach yourself, let's say like you got trauma from your own mental dealings of, let's say someone raped you, diving deep here too. This is a trauma that stays within the body because of the mental projections being transferred internally. So anytime a memory that triggers that experience arise you begin to feel that same trauma in that with that same heightened sense of what it was that you experienced. How to dissolve that? This is very deep here. So to dissolve that and actually get rid of that trauma, it starts with you creating new neural pathways within your brain. So you need to consciously take time to reconfigure that experience within your mind. Example, this was a traumatic experience to me. Every time I saw this, I was triggered emotionally. Every time I had a memory of how that took place, it led me to feeling very emotionally depressed. It led me to feeling very hurt. It allowed that trauma, that experience to linger within my energy center up until I started to reconfigure the way that that trauma was affecting me. I started to create new around it. I started to let it go emotionally, and I started to ask for ways to cleanse it and be healed from it. So I started to say more positive affirmations towards it, actually creating new neural pathways towards it. So I took out a book, I took out a pen, and I draw the scar, and I wrote in that scar beautiful things about it. So one of the beautiful things that I wrote about it was, hey, it looks like a sword. It's a battle scar. I also wrote some powerful words in it. And some of the words that I wrote in it were words like this: I will always remember that life is moving forward. I will always remember that I am not my past. I am not who I once was. I am who I choose to become. My love is never external from me. My love is internal to me. Because how this car came about was I was feeling very depressed. I was feeling very emotional. I was feeling like nobody loves me. I was feeling like nobody cared for me. I was feeling like, hey, what's my purpose here? I shouldn't be on this earth. So I actually had thoughts of feeling to kill myself. And hence I actually took I cuffed a glass, and glass broke and shattered on the ground, and picked the glass up and I just ripped it down, and that was it. So that was the mental trauma that was created there, and it lingered in my body over time, because trauma starts with the mind, disease starts within the mind, it starts within your mind, and then it transfers to your body energetically. But additional to that, trauma can also be accumulated externally too. So this is why in healing trauma, it starts with you clearing your mind and actually detaching yourself from the experience in a negative way, creating new neural pathways, creating new towards it. And aside from creating new towards it, our bodies, our body is the unconscious mind. So in trauma being in your body, you need to take time to eat. Thank you for being so transparent with us. Appreciate you. I get flashbacks every day and I wish to be free. No problem. I'm here to help, and I'm always here to share also my experience too. Because we all go through stuff. I'm not perfect, and I'm just sharing with you here some of the tools and the tips that I've used that has helped me. So in now this person and getting rid of the trauma from your body itself too. Some of the things that you can do here is earthing. What is earthing? Earthing is basically grounding yourself. Ecotherapy. I've done a lot of ecotherapy to remove trauma from my body. So ecotherapy, you basically take your shoes off, You can take your shirt off too, wherever you are. Find a nice situated place in nature and lay down in the earth, or go to a mud volcano, or go to the beach. Like, take time to really and truly purify yourself as much as you can, because the earth has negative ions within it that actually draws from our positive ions. So sometimes we have too much positive ions within our body. So earthing actually helps dissolve that. Earthing actually helps to draw out, the excess waste. So in taking your time to earth and ground yourself, it actually helps you to release trauma from your body. It actually helps you to detox. Most people don't even think it's that easy, but it is. The more you do it, the more you feel renewed, the more you actually replenish yourself, the more you actually heal yourself. So it takes time, also spending time in nature every day. Would I be, and I'm saying in nature, but you don't necessarily need to be in nature. In nature, you can just have like a simple little backyard, and you sit down in your backyard and place your feet flat on the ground. You spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes just grounding yourself, just taking the time to be there, also observing what's going on within your body. Your body will also tell you what's going on when you are becoming that present too. So there will be some things that you just know what to do and how to do it intuitively from connecting and grounding yourself. Because when you are grounding, you are also connecting back to your original state. You're also tapping into higher guidance. So nature itself starts to guide you and point you into the direction of where you can become more healed too. So for example, the more I ground myself in nature, the more I take time to ground, the more I take time to heal myself from past trauma and also reconnect to the divine, reconnect to the earth. What goes on here? Guidance comes unexpectedly, comes through people, comes through, like, it just shows up because this is what I'm emitting and this is what I'm channeling when grounding. This is the peace that I'm bringing into my life. So hence the divine now is actually just putting in the puzzle pieces to bring forward more of that to me in my life. So the interactions that I encounter now, the people that show up mostly in my life now, mostly, are people who can actually help me more to create new experiences and not further continuously keep triggering a past traumatic experience. So this being said, which moves me into your surroundings also helps you to get rid of trauma, the people that you have around you. This is why I tend to make sure that the people that I have around me are people that are really and truly helping me create better experiences, more loving experiences, more beautiful experiences. My circle is very small. I love the people that I have around me right now, by the way, too. And in that being said, now that we are in environments that we are having more people around that are actually helping us and actually supporting us, this helps you to relieve yourself from trauma with anybody, because now mentally you become more at peace. As you become more at peace mentally, emotionally, your energy starts to change. So over time you actually start to release the trauma naturally too. And all of that starts you taking the conscious acts, you taking the conscious steps of becoming more aware, becoming more self-aware, and tuning yourself to the here and now. All of that starts from that. You know who to have around you, you know who not to have around you, who's adding to you, and who is taken away from you. So, for example, in this life, especially those who are on their healing journey, especially those who are doing the inner work and working towards creating new and wanting better for themselves, it's a very tough challenge in this time. So this is why making a video about anger and not being triggered by them is very important, because it's like crabs in a barrel. You want to heal. You want to be free from trauma. Not everyone wants to. Some people have become comfortable being in a cage, being in a prison of trauma. So they don't want you to come out of it. Some people defend the same things that hurt them. Doesn't make sense, but it's the world we live in. Some people are just so attached to it to the point where, hey, they don't want to let that go and they will defend it. Some people basically, in other words, don't want to be unplugged from that trauma. Don't want to be released from that trauma. They love it. They like it. They don't like it, but they think they do. So they stick with it. And in terms of how they project their traumas and their fears onto you, it can also pull us back into old cycles, which we don't want, and actually reinforce a traumatic experience. That's what they tend to try to do, to pull you back down on that lower frequency, that lower timeline. So they can only see you based on your past you. Let's say you were someone that was once shy, very shy. You can talk, you can really and truly speak up, you can really and truly mingle and mesh with people, but you're not moving out of that, and you're actually coming out of the shell and stuff like that. And then someone comes up and says to you, you was real shy, and you should just stop talking. I understand now why you were so quiet once before, and try to put you back into that mentality. Try to tell you that what are you saying? You shouldn't be speaking. There are people like that will try to inflict a lot of fear and discouragement on you, to put doubts within your mind. And putting doubts within your mind, it creates more trauma within you. So now that creates the fear of thinking that maybe you should stop speaking. Maybe you should not, come out of that shell. Maybe you should not let go of that past hate. Maybe you should not let go of it. Maybe you should hold on to it. That's what they want. That's what they are projecting, because that's what they can't get rid of. So how to not be triggered by them? How to not be angered by them? How to not allow them to aggravate you and control you emotionally? It's like I'm saying too, detach yourself from the egoic structure of thinking that all the time you need to defend yourself. Like, what do I mean by that? On a deeper term, on a deeper level, they will always be there. Their job is like police and thief. A bandit's job is to steal. A policeman's job is to protect, to stop the bandit from trying to steal. So how do you do that internally, emotionally? Well, don't allow them to. Sounds simple, and it is that simple, but on a deeper term, you need to see yourself not as better than them, but as this is what you want. This is also the wheels that I was talking about earlier on. Build a foundation upon wheels where you're not fixated on you need to be there. You don't. The wheels are there for you to roll, rather than building a structure or building a house on concrete. Build it on wheels. That way, you know that you don't need to be there. Like, I don't need to be here. I don't need to listen to this. I don't need to give in to this. I don't need to attach myself to this. I don't need this. So why should I entertain this? I don't need it. I don't want it. If you don't want it, then don't entertain it. Right? Make sense? You know, and that's how you don't allow it. That's how you don't allow them to trigger you. But that is from you understanding that you need to remain self-aware of what's going on with you, what's going on with your body, the way you are feeling. So when you're feeling aggravated or feeling triggered in any way, you need to know where that feeling is coming from. You need to know where that trigger is coming from. 1 second, I need to pee. Right. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so I was saying, you need to know where that trigger is coming from. Let me ask you a question. What is the most important thing for you in this life right now? What is that one thing that you hold dear to your heart? What is that? What is that one thing that you cherish a lot right now? Okay. So I'll share with you mine. Right now, what I hold dear to me, what I cherish right now, that I want to be of service to humanity. I believe, and not just believe, but I know you're gaining peace. Okay. So therefore, you don't want negative stuff, or you don't want it again to be moved and triggered and all over the place by stuff, right? So I'm sharing with you here what I hold dear to me here, which you probably already know, but I'm sharing it as an experience and as an example. I want to help people. I want to help others. I want to free people and help them to be free along their journey. I know that I can make a difference and I know that I can make a change. This is something that I hold dear to me. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what my goal is in life. You know, that's my long-term goal. That's my goal. My goal is to help others and continue to help others. That's my goal. There are people around that can come to me and say to me, boy, that's not gonna work out. You think you could fix the world? You think you can change the world? Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Good luck. Right? There are people that will say that and laugh at it and call that dream an illusion. I know you can choose to be hurt by that. I know you can choose to be triggered by that and say, well, and explain to them this and defend this and do all kind of things to defend what it is that I know I'm doing and what it is that I know is working and will work. I can try to find ways to defend that. But the truth is, in order to keep my peace, in order to keep my sanity, in order to keep me moving and doing what it is that I love to do, what it is that I'm passionate about, what it is that I want to accomplish, and staying focused on my goal and my vision, I say this. Um, they've been hurt a lot in this life. And they are just afraid. And that's okay. They're limiting themselves. I have no limits. No limits. And that being said, when I say making a change in the world, I don't just try to make the change for others and be of service to others, but because that I've changed my internal world, now my dream or my goal has already been achieved. Let me break that down. The mission of wanting to change and make a difference and change the world, make the world a better place. I will change the world in me. I've changed the way that I perceive the world to be. I've changed the way that I once thought the world was around me. I once thought that the world around me cannot be changed. I once thought that way up until I realized that in order for me to make a change in the world and make a difference in the world, I needed to be the change that I wish to see. So this is where, as I embody that change of what it is that I wish to see, as I embody that frequency, and as I continuously grow and keep working towards that, as I keep embracing that, as I keep embracing that mission and that goal, I'm starting to see more of it around me. When I first started nothing was really changing at first, aside from me. But the small changes that was going on internally, that was happening with me, it started to show up piece by piece outside of me. So this is why I'm saying now, like I'm meeting a lot more people who are, passionate about making a change and passionate about, making a difference. And that started from me changing the way my world was internally. That started from me changing the way I felt about the world around me. So no, I don't think of the world in a negative light completely. There are negative things. I still have negative thoughts. I allow those negative thoughts even to pass through and through. That's how also I have this level of peace, because the negative thoughts are not working against what it is that I'm trying to do, but actually strengthening me, actually showing me and giving me more clarity. So I've learned how to make genuine peace with those things, genuine peace with the negative experiences and the negative environments, the negative spaces. I've learned how to make peace from it, but it's like I said, I live my life on wheels. I live on wheels. I'm living my life on wheels. I don't have to be somewhere I don't want to be. Yeah, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I don't have to live my life being somewhere that I don't want to be. I can roll out. Autobots transform and transform out. Yeah. So in protecting my peace and keeping my peace, anytime I know something is too much to handle, like I can't handle it, I'm not going to react to it. I'll respond to it by detaching from it. Like talk to the hand, face not listening. Easier said than done, but this is where self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is key. This is why I always say go within, meaning focus within. Like example, as we are sitting here, wherever you are, whatever room you're in, right here, right now, a wise man said, do not look for peace, for peace is you. Therefore, look for peace. You will find no peace. And I believe that's true because it's like you said, as that wise man said, it's not external, it's not outside of you. Make peace within, everything else changes around you. The true battle is not what's going on the outside, but the battle is going on internally. And that battle is going on within you, within your mind and your body. That battle is going on internally between the mind and the heart. That's the battle. So when we make peace with the mind and the heart, and we surrender within ourselves, and we make that peace inside, that's why I said, the world around me started to change. The view of life started to change. It started to attract more beauty, started to attract more peace, started to attract more love, started to attract more freedom, started to attract more joy. It's not perfect, it's not unicorn and rainbows, by the way. Still negative entities, still negative experiences, still tough things taking place. But the level of peace that has been accumulated internally, the outside world is now like, it's like I was saying earlier on, when your consciousness starts to expand, when your self-awareness starts to expand, become basically detached from the material realm. You become detached from it, you're not attached from it. Your feet planted firm on the ground, but your head's in the clouds. Meaning, you're here in the physical world. You're here to experience it, but you're not attached to it. You're detached. And that's a very high state of awareness. And that takes a lot of practice. So, for example, when I first started practicing self-awareness, thank you. When I first started practicing self-awareness, um, some of the things that were first happening to me was I wanted to wake up more happier, more at peace, and more free. But I just couldn't seem to wake up that way. Just couldn't seem to wake up at peace and, happy because of the amount of hurts and of the amount of issues and problems that I was seeing in life. Yeah, no problem. Later. So there were times where I woke up and I was like, I don't want to be here again. I'm here again. I don't want to be here. Becoming very easily angered by life, just merely existing in life and allowing life to control me and really and truly anger me and aggravate me. Up until I realized that just take time. Peter, nice to meet you, Peter. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. You're greatly appreciated, man. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Yeah. If you need someone, yeah, no problem, man. No problem. No problem. As I was saying, so I started to, I will always be here. No problem, no problem. No problem. We'll be right here, man. Always here. We connected right here. We're never alone, you know. We're never alone. Never, ever, ever, never. Ever, never. So I was saying when I was first starting this thing, trying to change life and really and truly wake up better, feeling better, stuff like that. I had also tell myself, hey, just be patient. Just be patient and keep working, keep going, keep practicing, like keep doing it. Even though I may think it's not working, even though I may think that I'm wasting my time, I still kept doing it. I still kept waking up, going for a jog. I jogged. I jogged for like about 65 days straight. Every single day I jogged. I woke up and went for a jog. Regardless of how I was feeling, I went for a jog. Every single day for 65 days straight. And over time, they started to bring forth the peace. They started to bring forth the change. Because my focus now was really starting to change. And in my focus starting to change, there were times where old programmings came up where I was like, damn, this shit again. And I just did it again. I just went for that jog again. Now I don't jog, I don't even need to jog. I just wake up feeling blissful. Just wake up feeling grateful. Just wake up feeling grateful. Just wake up feeling thankful. But it took training. I went through training and I'm still going through training. I'm still growing. I'm not perfect. I'm just growing and continuously growing and sharing along the way. So for example, now I don't run anymore. Like I don't need to run because I realized part of that running too was me running from something. So I was actually running from something. Now I don't run. Now I just swim. I literally swimming now. Before I used to run, now I'm swimming. So every day now I wake up and I go and I take a nice little swim. Just relax and swim and do a little bit of exercise and still implement it in it. Sometimes I do jog, but most times now I just take a swim. Most times now I just learn to swim in those feelings, swim in those, emotions. So, in swimming in it, now I'm not angered, now I'm not triggered, now I'm not emotionally attached to it in a negative way, but I embrace it in a way that, wow, I'm grateful for these feelings today because the levels of gratitude that I have acquired now, like I said again, different states of consciousness, different states of self-awareness, different, tap that like button, guys, and share different states of self-awareness. What goes on here? I've realized that there are layers to gratitude. There's that type of gratitude where we are grateful for things, and there's that type of gratitude where we're grateful for living, we're grateful for being alive. So, in shifting my perception towards the way I felt about life and the way I think about life, I started to realize that life itself is a living gift and a living miracle. So, I started to become more appreciative for the life that I'm living. I started to give more thanks and actually feel more thankful and more grateful for life. So now when I wake up, I'm just grateful for being alive. Like, I'm just grateful for being alive. And that helps me to feel alive. That helps me to understand that life is life. Start lifing, start living life. And you live life in this way, you live life in gratitude, you embody that. That helps you to stay self-aware. That helps you to stay conscious and aware and know how to navigate through dissolving structures that are not beneficial and creating structures that are beneficial. So I started to change my habits, started to change those habits, and as I changed those habits and implemented structures that are working for me now, this helped me to gain more peace. This helps me to gain more clarity. This helps me to create more balance and love and joy in my life. So as you're here, my friend, what are some of the things that you do, or you have done, that has helped you to change and create more peace in your life? What are some of the things that you do? I'd like to know. Okay, so some of the things that I do in addition to that, that has helped me with anger. I used to fiddle my fingers like this just to continuously keep shifting my focus back into the present moment. I used to just do this. That simple technique of just fiddling my fingers like this helped me to gain more peace, helped me to stay more present, helped me to enhance my self awareness. I'm simply doing this simple practice while walking, while in a car, just helping me to stay focused and self aware of how I'm feeling internally. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That's beautiful. Very beautiful. Yeah. Another thing that I do now, I take time to sit and listen to the frequency, the earth's frequency. So have you all ever realized that when you all are in stillness, in silence, in bliss, in peace, you begin to hear the earth's frequency? Like that little soft pitch, that hum, that, like I'm hearing it right now. Yeah, yeah. But this is where we are here to support each other. Like, we're not alone. This is why I've created also this space here too. To always show that, hey, we are not alone. I'm giving time, you're giving time, we are spending time, we are sharing time, we are here making sure that, we are staying focused. And this is, the help that we are getting, that is always here. It's always here, even though sometimes you may get that little, loneliness feeling. Know that you're never alone. There are always people out there, trying and actually putting an effort. There are always good people. Like, when you look at what's going on right here in this interaction, like, it shows you this is also us creating new pathways, new experience, beautiful experience. This is an experience that I will always remember. This is something that I can always look back on, to also help me keep going, create reminders. Like, I love getting reminders. Like, much podcasts and how much videos I listen to. I listen to a lot. Like, I listen to a lot of new views. I listen to a lot of new knowledge, new insights. I listen to a lot of them. Why? Because it's great additional enhancers for me, and it helps me to continuously keep creating new. It helps me. It really does. Even though sometimes too there are certain things that people are speaking of that I am already aware of, I still listen to it. Why? Because it helps me to always remember. It keeps it fresh within my mind. It keeps it fresh and circulating. Keeps keeping my energy fresh, keeping my aura fresh, keeping me in tuned, keeping me in alignment. That's the beauty of this work. That's the beauty of this work, man. Like, it's never ending. Please also continue about its frequency. I interrupted. No problem, no problem. Yeah, so the Earth's frequency is like that soft hum, like in stillness, in silence, you hear it louder. The more you listen to that frequency, that also shows you what God is. God is frequency. So as you tune into that frequency, you're actually tuning into the God frequency. Hey, Viva. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Talking about frequencies right now. And that frequency that you hear as you listen to the Earth's frequency, it also gives you that comfort feeling of God is here with you, because God is always here and now in the present. So this is where, as I listen to the Earth's frequency, as I listen to that soft, sweet, calm melody, that brings a lot of tranquility, that brings a lot of stillness, that brings a lot of peace within me naturally, that brings a lot of, yes, I do. Yes, I do. So let me share an example for you today. I woke up laying there on the bed, and sometimes it doesn't even need to be a song, because you are always vibrating. Like if you sit or you lay very still right there right now and you just tune into your senses, you will feel that vibration emitting. You'll feel it. It will feel like, some people actually think of it as nerves, but it's not nerves. It's not nerves. It's you tuning into your frequency, it's you tuning into the vibration of your body. So as you tap into the energy, and as you feel the energy, your energy, as you feel the vibrations of your frequency connecting to Mother Nature's frequency, at times that can feel very overwhelming and heightened the more you focus on it. So there are times where I get like full body shocks, like shocks of magnetic waves passing through my body. When I first encountered stuff like that, no problem, no problem. When I first encountered stuff like that, I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was going insane. Up until I realized that I'm not going insane. I'm just waking up. I'm just tuning into my senses. I'm just tuning into my senses. So now when I feel stuff like that, I'm actually excited. I'm actually in love with it. I'm actually like, I embrace it. I want more of it. You know? Those vibrations are the truth of who we are. Tapping into our energetic body. You know? Yes, we should have to be able to speak with you on this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beautiful. It's beautiful to know this knowledge is knowledge that people take pills for this shit, man. People take pills to deal with this because they think something is wrong with them. And that's sad. Like, nothing is wrong with you. Like, which actually brings me to the sugar pills, or the pills that I was supposed to talk about earlier on. So I'm actually glad that this is back here. Whereas people take pills for anxiety, and those pills that they're taking are not even doing anything for them, aside from creating chemical reactions within their body that is actually harming their body in the long run. Like some of those capsules, yet again, this is just to raise awareness here, sits within your kidneys and actually can cause kidney infection in the long run. Like, mind-blowing shit. Same thing that you thinking that it helping you, actually harming you. That's crazy. It can be so lonely. I would like to tell you my journey and experience at some point. Definitely, I would definitely be interested in that. Well, like, you can start some YouTubes doing. I'll definitely watch and support and share. I'll definitely be there. I'll be a number one supporter. Regardless on where you are in your journey, I'll be your number one supporter. you know, because I'm just giving back to you guys what you guys give to me. So as I was saying, where sometimes People take those pills thinking that it's helping them, but it's not really helping them. The psychology in it is so funny that they think the pill that they're taking is what's helping them, soothe their anxiety. But the truth is, because they believe in that pill, because they believe and they think that that pill is what's fixing or helping them, the anxiety now disperses. So, which brings me yet again into the neuroscience, into the power of the mind, which brings me into really and truly, just confirming what it is that I was speaking about in terms of, with anger and nerves and stuff like this. We believe something, or we believe in something, or we believe that something is harming us on the outside. It affects us internally. Our belief system creates that reality. But there are actual things that are actually harmful. Like, there are things that were literally created to benefit us, to actually enhance us, and there are things that are blatant negatives. Example, every single body knows that smoking is bad for them. Everybody know that. Like, we can't exclude the fact that it's bad, but yet still do it. Mentally though, ignoring the effects that it is having internally over time, consequences. Like, there are consequences. See, as strong as the mind is, as strong and as powerful as we are, we can heal the body through using the mind. We can. We need to understand that what we put into our body is affecting our body. So this is why I take time to put in the best of what it is that I can put in. That's it. Not perfection, but yet again, self-awareness is key. Knowing how to regulate yourself. Like, I haven't even had breakfast yet. What time is this? Y'all probably don't even know. It's 12:41 and I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. You know what was my breakfast? Agua. That's my breakfast. Crazy, right? But I know that water has live enzymes in it and it will be fueling my body. Thereafter, now I'll go eat something after I'm done here with you guys. But the truth is, our body needs time to rejuvenate itself. Our body needs time to process. Our body needs time to go through that cleansing process. Fasting also helps cure anxiety, by the way. No problem, no problem. Yeah. Fasting has helped me a lot on my journey. Like, you don't have to fast for as long as I do, by the way. I'm just sharing with you guys using awareness. Fasting is way better than a sugar pill. Any given day. Any given day. You know? Ooh, so I don't realize. Typo. Oh shit. Oh gosh. Words are powerful. Words are powerful. Words are very powerful, guys. Start to use more powerful words onto ourselves. Like, start to think of ourselves in a very beautiful way. So that being said, know that anything that you think may be limiting you, know that you are always beyond that limitation. Yeah. There are no limits. No limits. No limits. None whatsoever. you know. And guys, yet again, thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are very appreciated, greatly appreciated, and definitely, definitely, I don't even know how to explain how I feel for the support that you guys are showing me right now. Like, the feeling is just magical, just grateful. And I'm also glad that you guys are interacting too. Like, dream come true. Dream come true. Dream come true. So look at that. Exactly what the channel is created for interaction, for us to come together, mesh together, mingle together, and ask questions and find ways to help each other, help support each other. Like, my work here is done. My work here is done. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just getting started. We're just getting started. And this is how we make the change. This is how we make the change. As we work on ourselves, as we go within ourselves, as we do the inner work, and as we raise the frequency, we'll attract all those that need to come. Right now, we're praying right now. We're praying right now, guys. May Father, we are here vibing now. I can see this community blowing up in the future. I can see this space blowing up, magnificent space where a lot of people will be able to just come in, just freely be, freely express. I can see it. I can vision it. Look at that. Small enough. It's starting off small enough. But hey, great things. Great things. Start from the smallest of interactions. Little. So let's keep building. Let's keep strengthening ourselves. Let's keep supporting each other. I'll be here every day. Every day. Every day. Whether it be I make a pre-recorded message or live, definitely I will be here every day. I've already done it for a whole year and change, and I'm still going, and I'll continue to keep going. No backing down, no stopping. Yep, yep. And then evolved, then changed, and then worked their way up the ladder and actually made a change. So this is why I always say, doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter what you've done, it doesn't matter who you were, it doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter. All that matters now is who you choose to be. All that matters now is where you choose to go. It doesn't really matter who you once were, because the universe is always forgiving. Definitely, definitely. You're so welcome, so welcome. Thank you for the support. So always remember that, guys. Doesn't matter how bad your life was, doesn't matter what you've done, doesn't matter. I say this, and I'll leave you guys with this here. Don't ever apologize for who you are. No. Don't feel guilty for who you are. Embrace all of who you are. If you have actually done something though that you know you can work on, just make the change. But don't apologize for it. Just make the change. Put in the effort. Simple. Yeah. I'm out, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace, love, and harmony to you all. Gratitude and appreciation. I'm gonna watch over this life too. This life felt like it has a lot of deep insights and a lot of, stuff that I can even relearn and learn from. Yeah. Mirror technique, guys, mirror technique. Let's see how I can enhance the too. Peace, love, and harmony to you all. One love, Viva. One love, Shay. One love, everyone. Peter, everyone that was here today. I'm out. Until tomorrow.